Massive, big news coming out of Spain in the last 2 hours. Apparently, Real Madrid have sold Gonzalo Garcia to Fulham for around 70 million euros. And within that package, Real Madrid apparently also retain a preferential purchase option. What a deal. This for me right here is probably the deal of the summer. How on earth did they pull this off? How? For a player like Gonzalo Garcia. Now, I'm not trying to downplay Gonzalo at all. I think he has great potential to be a great striker. I think he's got great talent. But you and I both know he is not worth 70 million euros. But Real Madrid fans will happily take that kind of money for a player like Gonzalo. Let me just show you Gonzalo's stats. All right, so here are Gonzalo's stats for last year. As you can see, Gonzalo scored 6 goals in La Liga, 1 assist, started 9 games, and played in 30 matches. Now, let's ignore the 30 matches because this is where, last 5 minutes you come on, last 10 minutes, etc., etc. He has 9 goals. He has 6 goals in 9 starts, and that's not bad for a squad player. That's really not bad. But 70 million euros for this, Real Madrid have pulled off a very great deal here. Now, again, I think he has great potential, great talent, but he has no place in the Real Madrid squad as of right now. Mbappe is above him. You have Andrich above him. There's no way, especially with the money they spent for Andrich, Real Madrid, a couple years ago, there is no way they're going to play Garcia ahead of Andrich in the next season. They're going to try and make Andrich work. So I hope that Gonzalo has a great career at Fulham. I feel like Arbeloa will be able to look after him very, very well. Apparently, they want to make Gonzalo the face of the new Fulham project. They're really betting on this guy to come good and do some great things in the Premier League. And I think he will, especially under Alvaro Arbeloa. So great deal for Real Madrid. And I think this guy, he's definitely, he bleeds Real Madrid. He bleeds white. And you can tell Gonzalo loves the club. He's just not good enough. Now is not the time for him to be playing. He should try and make his career happen elsewhere else. He's only 22. He has a great future ahead. Now, the question is, Real Madrid are potentially getting 70 million euros for a player like this, basically a squad player. We live in a crazy market right now. Everything's inflated. It is what it is, okay? The question is, what do Real Madrid do with that 70 million euros? It's quite simple. The midfield needs working on. The midfield of Real Madrid needs working on. A deal like this, 70 million euros, you get Rodri as soon as possible. You get Rodri as soon as possible. You get that 70 million euros from the Garcia deal, and then you use that to spend it on Rodri and help improve your midfield. This is the kind of deal that you just don't turn down. And people are saying how, we need a backup striker. We need a striker like Gonzalo. I'm sorry. If you are presented 70 million euros for a squad player, you take it. No ifs, no buts. You take it. No one was expecting this kind of offer for a squad player. No one. Literally no one. I actually thought that he would probably go for around 25 million, 20 million, but 70 million euros. This is such a great deal for Real Madrid. So now Real Madrid should take that money to improve the squad of Real Madrid. The midfield needs fixing before the next season. If Real Madrid do not get Rodri for next year, I'm sorry, they're going trophyless again, more than likely. The midfield needs work. The midfield needs work. In fact, having Rodri in that midfield for 70 million euros is far more important than having Gonzalo Garcia. Yes, we all know of Garcia's potential. We all know he bleeds white. We all know he loves the club so dearly. But Real Madrid need to win trophies. And Mbappe has the striking area covered. Then we have Andrich in that area as well. Okay. Now it's time to actually fix the holes of that squad. And it's by far the midfield, by far. So a deal like this, you just don't turn down. You just don't. You really don't. And yes, Gonzalo offers a different profile from Mbappe, from Andrich. Yes. But at this point in time, that money needs to be used for improving the midfield of Real Madrid. I think it's smart that Real Madrid are letting go of Gonzalo Garcia. He was definitely third choice in the striking position. Real Madrid need more space to bring in more players. He's got to go. You're given 70 million euros. 70 million euros for a squad player. You take it. Anyone in the right state of mind will take that kind of money to improve your squad and your and any areas in your squad that needs fixing. Now, Garcia has purchase option apparently, and I feel like in the future there's a space for him at Real Madrid, especially if he does well at Fulham. He's scoring goals, showing potential. I feel like within 3 or 4 years, you could see Garcia back at Real Madrid. He's got talent. We saw it in the Club World Cup last year. He has a great instinct for goal. He knows where the goal is. He's strong. He has great link-up play. Absolutely. In fact, he reminds me of Morata back in the day. Also, I believe a Real Madrid youth graduate, if I'm not mistaken. So he may have the same story as Morata. He leaves, he comes back, wins a bunch of trophies, successful career, plays for his boyhood club, etc., etc. But right now, just isn't the time for him to be playing at Real Madrid. Now you can see that Real Madrid mean business here. They mean business. They are getting rid or trying to get rid of players that are just not good enough to start for Real Madrid. They're just not. Certain players have to go. Certain players right now have to go. Camavinga needs to go. Essential needs to go. Mendy needs to go. I'm just being honest with you. Mendy needs to go. And Garcia had to go to free up space and to give Andrich some shine. Andrich, in my opinion, honestly, next season is end or break for Andrich. Garcia's gone, Mbappe for a first choice, but Andrich will play some games. Next season is make or break for Andrich. He has to come through, he has to lock in, start scoring some goals, or start doing some great things to justify the money they spent for him. He has to work. Andrich has to work. And we've seen Andrich play great games for Lyon. We saw it last season. We saw he has the potential. And with Real Madrid picking Andrich over Garcia, because it was down to those two. The question was, who is going to be Mbappe's backup? Who is that? Who is going to be Mbappe's backup? And the Real Madrid's leadership, Marino, have chosen Andrich. Andrich could have easily went out on loan again. But they want to make him work. Of course, they spent all that money on him. They want to make him work and see, okay, what can we get out of Andrich? How can we make Andrich work? So Garcia's gone. Now it's time for Andrich to step up. Next season is make or break for Andrich. If he doesn't do well next season, in my opinion, he's gone. He's gone. He's gone. So with the clear happening at Real Madrid, there's several players that also have to leave the club completely or go on loan. Leaving the club completely, Camavinga has to go. Essential has to go. Mendy has to definitely go. Massantuono, the jury's out on him. We've only seen him for one season, but I don't think he's good enough for Real Madrid. Either send him on loan or figure something out with Massantuono or give him one more year, but he is currently not good for Real Madrid. In fact, Real Madrid cannot go another year without winning any trophies. For a club of that status, of that stature, they can't do that. They cannot go another year without winning any other trophies. So you can see how Real Madrid right now are moving with intention. Selling Gonzalo Garcia for 70 million euros. That means that money has to be used for a player like Rodri. You get that money, all right, and you get a player like Rodri in your team to help fix that midfield, to help get that midfield working again, to get some quality balls to the forward line of Vinicius, who potentially could be staying, Mbappe, Yan Diomande coming in as well in the near future. So this deal, in my opinion, this is probably the most smartest clutch deal of the summer transfer window so far. This is probably the most smartest clutch deal of the transfer window so far in the summer. 70 million euros for Gonzalo Garcia, a squad player. Wow. And in fact, I if I'm not mistaken, I think Osimhen went for around 70 million euros, around that range, to Galatasaray, if I'm not mistaken. And Osimhen is by far better than Gonzalo. Is also a first team player, had a great season last year. So you're thinking, how on earth did Real Madrid pull off that kind of deal? Football heritage, great lawyers, or Fulham being desperate here, or Arbeloa, doing some tricks here, making sure his former employer gets a nice deal from a player he managed in the past. We don't know. I'm just saying something. I'm just saying anything. But Real Madrid, congratulations on such a great deal. Great deal for a squad player. Let's see how they'll use that money to great effect in the coming weeks. They need to get Rodri in that squad as soon as possible, and then we'll see what happens after. I'm Shirtless Matchday. See you on the next video. Subscribe. Thanks.